Dwight Shelby with the Opposite Force Parkour. Today we're going to have a little tutorial that we're actually going to be doing with Eric, doing some not necessarily advanced exercises, but some exercises that are a little bit beyond the beginner level. I like to call these elevated rows. And as you can see, they don't really take much explanation. You're just going to put yourself into this this elevated and upside down bar position here, and you're going to row. Now what Eric is doing here is counting every revolution of his legs, and he's going to count 100 of these, so it's going to be 50 on each leg. That's what I usually do. You can start with a lower amount, especially until you build up your endurance where you can do more. But aside from that, they look like a leg exercise, but they're actually an abdominal exercise. So today is core day. It's core day at the Opposite Force Parkour. We're going to talk about exercise in the core. Now this video is actually going to be a little out of order because we're going to have to do a whole video about the core principles of the way that we train at the Opposite Force Parkour, because we don't train like regular old parkour dudes. We train like actual athletes, because athletes and parkour practitioners train a little differently. We train like athletes because we want to be athletes. We want to be strong, we want to be fast, we want to be lean, we want to be awesome. Alright? And what Eric's doing here are leg raises. These are great for the lower abdominals as well as the pelvic plate. So that's what he's going to be hitting there. Later on, I'm going to do some windshield wipers, so you guys are going to get to see me hit my obliques. Alright, now before we get too far, I'm going to give a little shout out. And that shout out is going to be to Jordan Hesseltine, or Hesseltine. I think it's Hesseltine. It's spelled Hesseltine.
What's up, Jordan?
Hello, Jordan. How are you? Jordan had a question on a Facebook group that I am a member of. That Facebook group is Parkour Advice and Tips. It's a great little group. You know, there's a lot of little guys on there that are really just getting into parkour. But something that I noticed about these dudes is that a lot of them don't have foundation of their core, and they don't have an independent exercising system. They don't have routines. They're just going out and trying parkour. So a lot of guys are injuring themselves and things like that. So there's going to be a whole section dedicated just to those guys, which is going to be awesome. There's 8,000 members on there. So we're going to give a shout out to all of those dudes. But this one is specifically for Jordan. The reason why is because Jordan is working on his front flips and his back flips. He says that he's having issues tucking. He is 6 feet. He's 6 foot tall. So I'm pretty sure he's probably got some pretty good jumping height. And if not, then he's going to have to work on his leg strength. Jordan, if you hear that, we're going to have you condition your legs. So whenever we do our leg day video, that one's going to be for you. Eric just did a pullover. Okay. Very nice looking. Okay, Jordan, what is the core? What is the core? What the heck is the core? Hey, Eric, jump off that bar real quick. We're going to figure out what the hell the core is. And we're going to talk about the core here real quick. We're going to center in on Eric's torso, and it's perfect because he's got his arm up. It's great. Oh, look at that. You can actually see his six-pack coming in, right? All right, now what we have here is my little pin. Can you see? Oh, there's the pin. There's the pin. Around this area, okay? That's the abdominal region. We call that the rectus abdominis. Okay, that is one of the most important muscular groups on the entire body. I want you guys to remember that the abdominal muscles are actually really flat, so you're not going to get them to protrude. So while you're working on your core, don't think about them growing like the biceps or the quads or something like that. They're not going to get really big. What's going to happen is they're going to get stronger. You're going to get leaner, and as you get leaner, that's where your six-pack is going to come in. Behind the rectus abdominis, hidden in there, is the transverse abdominis. Okay? Transverse abdominis is equally important, but it can't independently be hit through exercising. So the abdomen, both sections, rectus and the transverse, are going to be hit at the same time. Now along the sides here, you'll see them, if you look at your own body, the leafy muscles here along the side, they're going to run like that. They're going to run at an angle. Those are the obliques, okay? They're exterior and interior obliques. Those are really important. They mainly work while you're twisting. So while you twist to the left, your right obliques are fired up, and while you twist to the right, your left obliques are fired up. I hope I said that in the right order. If not, I'll just stick something in there to fix it, but I think I did. There are also a couple more muscles that are really important to the obliques. Don't worry about the chest, but what you are going to worry about is going to be the diaphragm, like we already talked about, the pelvic plate, and a lot of the muscles in the lower back and up to the mid back, and those are all used for spinal support. One of the most important muscles that's tucked in there, does a whole lot with your inner thighs, are the psoas muscles. We're going to have an entire video talking about the psoas muscles on another day. So now that we know what the core actually is, all of our core muscles that support our spine, keep our skeleton together, support all of that viscera, your stomach and your intestines and bladder and all that junk floating around in there, the gargles and stuff when you got a stomach ache. Yeah, that's what protects all that stuff. But also the core is great for support. It supports the lower back. If you ever want to get to the point where you could do really awesome handstands, advanced handstands, if you ever want to do human flags and things like that, you really want to ramp up your physical level, you're going to want to hit your core. So I'm going to have Eric jump up on his pull-up bar, and I'm going to talk him through some of these core exercises that you, Jordan, and a lot of you other guys out there should be hitting. First thing he's going to do is he's going to jump on a pull-up bar. And I'm just simply going to have him do 5 leg raises. He's going to get into a dead hang position, and he is going to lift his legs this time. Eric, I just want you to lift them 90 degrees straight out in front of you. Here are some leg raises. 1, let's do 5 of them. 2, 3. Nice and controlled. You see how well he's controlling? He's not letting his legs just swing back all crazy. You see that? All right, that's 5. When you guys are just starting your leg raises, that's how many I want you to do. I want you to do 5. I want you to do 3 sets of 5 for a total of 15. And I want you to rest for just maybe 30 seconds between them. You want to make sure that your abdominal region is fired up and that it stays fired up while you're doing those. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is, if you find that 15 is too easy, you're going to go to 6 reps and then 7. But you're not really going to get above 8. What you're going to do from that point is you're going to start adding weight. You can either do that with ankle weights. You can do that by, tying a rope to your waist and hanging a weight plate from that rope or something like that. We're going to improvise around here because we don't like going to the gym. And we're going to be our own gym because that's one of the principles of the opposite force parkour. So those were leg raises. Now, Eric, let's do them all the way to our face. Now he's going to do a different variation of leg raises. These might actually be called leg lifts. But these are going to go all the way up in front of his face. You're going to see that his hip flexors are really going to get hit here when he gets his legs all the way up in front of his face. So we're going to do 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Those are going to help you guys with your V-sits. Whenever you're practicing V-sits on the ground or on a ledge or something like that, or if you're trying to do one of the alternative versions of the dash, you do a dash and you do a V-sit through it. I like to do that dash. It's really awesome. It's got great flair, really adds a little bit of style to your movements, and that is one of the things that's going to help you get there. So those are your different variations of leg lifts or leg raises. Now you can change those. You can come down into a hollow back position, or alright guys, I'm going to do some of these awesome leg lifts that I like to do. You're going to notice that when I come down, I'm going to come into a full hollow back position, and I'm not just going to let my legs swing back. The reason why I'm coming into this hollow back position is because I want to contract my abs on the way down. I want to fire up my abs and engage them all the way up and all the way down. So we're going to do these pretty slow. In fact, I'm not going to do 10 because I've actually been having my core days all week, so I'm a little beat. Watch this. I'm going to get up on the bar. I'm going to go into a 90 degree. Now you can come down into a dead hang. I'm just going to do a dead hang today. I'm going to come into a hollow back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to show you guys real quick on this little ledge right here, a real quick L sit. Now when you're doing your L sits, this is more of a static exercise. You're going to get a static hold through the shoulders and forearms here, and you're going to put your legs out. All right? And that's all you're going to do for your L sit. Hold it, continue to hold it, and that's going to be about building the endurance. We're going to talk about some variations of the L sit just in case you can't hit yours. Now what you need to think about with the L sit is that when you go into it, you're going to roll the shoulders forward, okay? That's something that you want to do every time you do a variation of the L-sit. If the standard L-sit is too difficult, then what I want you guys to do is you can actually do them in a sit position. You can pull your legs back and hold yourself up like this. Get a little spread on the knees, just in case you're not flexible enough in the hip flexors to get the legs straight out, or you're not strong enough either in the core or the arms for support. Another thing that you can do to work up to your L-sit, just like that. That'll work on strengthening the core and getting you guys some stability. That's just the beginning of working on the core. Another easy exercise to work on your core, jump on your pull-up bar, do some knee raises, knee into the chest. We're gonna do 5 of those. I like to do these backhand because I like to pull myself into them. So I'm gonna do them the regular way. Now you want those to be explosive, so pull your knees up hard. And these are the ones that I do. Okay, both are good. The only purpose of turning the arms, if you let your arms dead hang, it's gonna put some strain on your shoulders. It'll start strengthening your shoulders. But if you're pulling in, you're gonna get some bicep work, some tricep, and actually some chest as your arms come in and squeeze the sides of your chest. Crunches, which are super easy to do. Sit-ups, which kind of suck, they don't have a good range of motion, but sit-ups might be something that some of you beginners can really hit on. That's about it for the beginning exercises of the core. So get yourself started working on your core, spend a little bit of time on your core. Really hone your skills on knowing what your core needs and how many days you need to hit that bad boy. At the Opposite Force Parkour, we put our core at the core of everything we do. So every single day, it doesn't matter if it's leg day, it doesn't matter if we're swinging on the bars or if we're out just training some parkour, our core is engaged. Our abs are contracted. We are making sure that we are hitting that core because it is going to be one of the most important muscle groups on the entire body.
One more thing, guys. Something that is really very important for your progress. Make sure you are breathing properly. Make sure that you're breathing in as you raise and out as you lower. I'm speaking leg raises, of course, but it goes for anything. Pull-ups, knee jerks, anything. Just make sure that you're breathing properly because, dude, believe me, I did not know how important it was until I was told. And once I started breathing properly, it really just skyrocketed my progress. So, work hard, train safe. This is Dwight Shelby and Eric Thibodeau with the Opposite Force Parkour. Please like and subscribe.